Welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter, your home for all things relating to smart home technology. In this episode, we're going to talk about using Ventoy and Dockcase as a tool in your smart home. And this is one I think you're really going to like. Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and we're going to be working on this together. This content is also available as an Amazon Flash Briefing or podcast. Please go to techbiteswithronnutter.com for more information. For any items mentioned in this episode, there are affiliate links in the description. If you click on these links, I will get a small commission, but that won't affect the price you pay for the item. If you want to get notified when new content is uploaded, please click on subscribe and enable notifications. Today we're going to be talking about how to use Ventoy and Dockcase as a tool in your smart home. First, we're going to be, what is Ventoy? You've probably heard of this, and we're going to go over a few things just to be on the safe side. Then we'll show you how to implement Ventoy, and then we'll show you a demo of just one of the many possibilities that you've got for making things a little bit easier in your smart home. At this point, we've got the Dockcase Mini connected to a computer, got it all booted up, but you see it's not there. That's all right. There's a couple of steps we've got to do. Now, you'll notice that there's already a 32 meg FAT partition. This is because I've been installing and unstalling it, and I haven't found a way to get rid of that one, but that's fine. Normally, what you will see when you're putting in a SSD, whether it's 2230 or the 2280, whatever size it is, the first time through, you're going to see a size come up unallocated. So that's fine. So what we'll do here is just do a simple volume, next, and we will, there's really not a way to think about this one. I'll just pick a drive letter. Now, I will select exFAT, and this is so that you can mount it on other systems, because NTFS is going to, at least in my experience, it's going to make it a whole lot more comfortable. Not call it Ventoy, we'll call it Dockcase. Okay, well, we'll just do that, and then we'll click finish. Okay, so that's all you really have to do from that standpoint. And the reason I went with exFAT, and I'm trying to do this consistently across the board, is I want this to be usable on both PC and Mac, and if you've got a Linux system, just so that you've got kind of a universal tool. So we'll do that, and then we'll come down here to Ventoy, and then we will do Ventoy to disk. Yes, we're going to allow it. So at this point, okay, it sees Ventoy 1099. There's nothing on the device, so like we got into where I've been uninstalling it and reinstalling it. This is really a non-issue, but just something for you to kind of be aware of. So we'll click on install. Yes, the device will be formatted. And the device will be formatted. Yes, okay. Had to answer it twice for some reason. Okay, and it's been written to the device. Okay, so that's set, ready to go. Now we'll go back here to downloads, and we will go to memtest USB. Let's just do copy. All right. See, now we still got a Ventoy drive letter showing out, so it's going to sit there and copy. We'll go down to Ventoy. So when you're copying files over to Ventoy, you're not going to see all the other stuff. Okay, now I've got this to where I can get to booting from the USB drive base. So you've got to get to a process to where you can boot to different devices. So we want boot menu, and we don't want the UEFI Windows Boot Manager. We do want the Dockcase. So that's good, and Dockcase also gives you a legacy mode, so that's fine, but we're going to go with UEFI at this point. And now you see the selection of the mem test that we got copied over. So all we have to do is just select that one. It does say image file. ISOs should work equally as well. So we'll press enter there. So this should come back in just a second. It's going to take it a little bit to retrieve what it's going to get for. And then we will go down here to config. So now you can see everything that it's got to work with. There's all sorts of selections you've got. To run this on a base test, then it's going to take about, well, on the 16 gig machine I've got, and let's press escape. Okay, come on. All right, we'll do start test. There we go. I was overthinking the process. So this is what it's going to look like while it's running. Obviously, I'm not going to keep the video running during this entire time, but this gives you a good shot at testing the memory in whatever machine. In this case, it happens to be an HP Mini that I'm using, and testing it as free from a Windows, from an OS standpoint. So you've got pretty much almost the maximum memory available. If you're watching this on YouTube, you will see videos on the screen that are similar to the one you've just watched, or other content that YouTube thinks you might be interested in. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on that like button, thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe now and enable notifications. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.